Hello and welcome. You're watching Out of Office right here on NDTV Profit. This week's guest, well, he's the man who's at the top of his game with the stock markets, but out of office as well, he is a multifaceted person. And I'm here to tell you just that. I am talking about Ramdeo Agarwal. So thanks very much for coming in on this show. Thank you so much. So, out of office, let's start off with that since that's the theme of the show. What are your likes? What do you love to do out of office?
I work 5 days full. Monday to Friday, no negotiation. But after that, 2 days is really my own or my wife's or my family's. And she doesn't want any encroachment on those 2 days. So, so we create a lot of stuff, all the socials, a lot of reading, a lot of music, a lot of movies,
a lot of food,
a lot of friendly meetings.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to spend entire 2 days meeting with the friends if I can.
Socialize, at least the time that you get spare.
So, particularly in Mumbai, there are a lot of things you can do.
Yeah.
Lots of things you can do.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
you always keep running short of time.
Oh yeah, you love movies as well. You love to watch light-hearted movies.
Yeah.
They give you a lot of refreshment. So let's talk. I've come to know that you love to eat food and you're the first person to go and try out anything new.
Yeah. So it has to be a vegetarian place. Like excellence in anything, excellence in food is also a very unique thing. I go to many friends' house, these ladies, they cook something very, very well. Like that in restaurants also, there are very few things people do well. I mean, everything is available in everywhere, but they're known for certain things. And I love to repeat those things every time I go and find that. So any new place, new ambience, new sitting place, it just breaks you out from the old, kind of, say, Taj and Oberoi, we are fed up going there. Like, I mean, they're terrific places, but any analyst meet, any business meeting, you are there. So
something
like,
different.
Yeah, like Trident BKC, always a fun to come here. Once in 2 months, 3 months. They're just too good, absolute perfect.
All right, so by now, we've pretty much got a gist of what you love to do over the weekends. You love your friends, you love to spend time with them, and you love to eat. You're a big foodie, you love your food, different places, you visit them to enjoy various cuisines. We're going to give you a taste of different desserts today, and what we have for you is a red velvet tiramisu, we've got a strawberry cupcake, a chocolate tart, and some macaroons. All of them up for takes. Also, you started off, let's talk about that now, how you started off. I mean, it's a good story to hear every time you meet someone and you talk and you say that, at that point in 1980 when I started off, for 10 years you actually didn't make much in terms of the portfolio growth. And then after that, the boom came about.
So, entrepreneur's journey is a junoon, I mean, you're mad after becoming an entrepreneur, then only you can become an entrepreneur. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So I was mad after that, and I was stock market buff. So, I mean, actually when you think about it, so much has happened in 25 years, and you didn't know from where to start. So I did research, I was chartered accountant. So, I don't know, somewhere along the line, because I did my chartered accountancy with a lot of effort. It was not a straight game for me, 2 years. It took almost 5 years for me. So I got things with a lot of difficulty. So when it was coming to making money, I was not in a hurry. I was just not in a hurry. So we wanted to do it right way. And somewhere along the line, I also thought that we must create a corporation.
But since you did your chartered accountancy, what made you think you should become an entrepreneur?
Maybe I never seen in my family, we are farmers, so it's like a small enterprise. So I never saw anybody working for anybody. So I wanted to be my own boss. Entrepreneurship was always there in my dream. The books I used to read, I read a lot of books on entrepreneurship in the sense that I used to read a lot of fiction. But fiction used to be international finance and kind of those, the billion-dollar show thing, Paul Edman, zero coupon bonds, those kind of things I used to read in early 80s and when I was doing CA. So maybe mentally I was aligned to thinking big about businesses, just fantasize in your mind. And so that's how when I was doing audits, I used to go to big corporations, because the company in which I was working, they used to give me audits of Cotton Corporation of India, Central Bank of India. So, very large. So the small mind used to just expand to see, business are so big. It can be so big. So somehow I used to like those big things, big businesses, big fantasies, big fictional theories, how to make money. And then eventually I took a plunge.
So since you mentioned books, let's talk about one of your most inspirational author, Warren Buffett.
I used to read a lot of balance sheets. You would not know. Actually, it will be very absurd to think. Very strange to think that, but in 80s, there were no newspapers.
Oh.
Newspapers used to be, one Economic Times, 8 pages, and except for business, everything else used to be there.
Yeah.
So there was not much of newspaper. There were no business magazines. No foreign books were available. There was no cable channel, and obviously there was no internet. You imagine a hungry guy like me who wanted to read. What do I read? So I used to live by balance sheets. So every weekend my job was to collect balance sheets. So I used to collect about 50 to 100 balance, bigger the better. Like I will get a pile of balance sheet. There is no friend whose dad would have invested and would be having good or bad, whatever. I would have collected the balance sheets and would have taken home. So that used to be the game. So by the time I was, that's my grounding. By the time I was 85, in 1985, I was absolutely on top of this 200-300 companies. I used to know the capacity, I used to know what is the raw material, what do they do, what is their margin, what is the labor cost, everything I would know. And so that became my foundation. So I used to know the entire business community. So I had a lot of confidence that we started little practicing, read the balance sheet, buy stocks and all. But at the end of it, we were not making much money. Though I used to think I'm smart and I'm
1992, the Harshad Mehta time.
Harshad Mehta time you made money because the tailwind was so big. Any fool could have made money. And people did make a lot of money. And first time we saw in MOTILAL OSWAL that we have few crores, thanks to our participation in the market. But at the end of it, again, the whole thing became 1/3 and we are left with 3-4 crores worth of stuff only. Then came Warren Buffett. Somebody introduced me, I think my friend Sanjay Bhattacharya. He told me there is a gentleman called Warren Buffett and he's so good and you read his director's report and all. So, and somebody got me 3-4 copies of 3-4 years director's report. I got fascinated. Love at first sight. When I read the first report, I said, "Boy, this guy is a genius." But why I didn't hear about it. So anyway, that was the introduction to me. And in 1 year, I collected some 10-12 annual reports, and I went through all of them. And next year, I was to his annual general meeting. One of my friend Ravi Chadda, he introduced me to his cousin in US, and he took me to Omaha. And then I took out 30 years of the reports, and I read all of them. And I used to get up I used to get up at 5 o'clock or 5:30 in the morning. Absolute peaceful mind, no disturbance. I used to take a pencil, and that the copies which I have read is still there, marked. And that is the best reading I ever had.
India's #1 news app. Just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.